Hey everyone, Eric here. It's time for another AMA video where you guys get to ask me anonymous questions and I will answer them here. We're going to do 5 of them. If you would like to submit your question to possibly get answered on this show, there's going to be a link in the description box. With that being said, let's jump into this week's 5 questions. Okay, so this first one isn't really a question. It's just a bit of information for us, I guess, if this is true. I'm assuming it is. But it says, Chris Gore is turning 60 on September 5th. 60. Didn't realize he was that old. Heel versus Babyface is 50, Tyrone Magnus is 48, and Gary is 53. Yeah, I knew that Gary's age. I didn't really know much about Tyrone Magnus's age or Az's age. But Chris Gore being 60, that's crazy. That's crazy. But the reality is, I've talked about this in many, many videos, is that my age demographic is not the age demographic that these companies are pandering to anymore. They're just not. We are aging out of that group that is going to go out and support more content than not. Working in the nightclub industry, I like to use as a reference when I can. As a DJ, I get to see the age demographic that comes out and enjoys nightlife and is very active and social. My age group is a very tiny fraction of that group that comes out. That is why entertainment in general is catered towards a certain demographic of ages. The fact that these guys are screaming about Disney princesses, like getting mad about Disney princesses, is crazy. It's crazy to me. I will never understand that. By the way, some people have asked why I don't react to Tyrone Magnus. Tyrone Magnus is a habitual abuser of the DMCA system. He flags everything, and he does so illegally. At a certain point, someone is going to sue him. At a certain point, it's going to happen. Because when someone is reacting to his content, reacting to something else, he is essentially saying that what he's doing is a DMCA violation because he's flagging somebody else for literally reacting to his content. There's a reason why people in this space don't typically go after each other for these kinds of things, because they're doing a similar style of video. And I think reaction content should be sort of off limits in the space, but that's why I don't react to Tyrone Magnus. Anyway, thank you for your comment. All right, here's the next one. It says, you haven't really talked about Alyssa Mercante, maybe only in passing. Why? She seems like she'd be a great case study for many of your arguments, especially when it comes to the deluge of misogynistic abuse and stalking that she has received from the likes of Smash and Company. We've talked about it on the Shillcast podcast. The issue is, I have looked into this, and this is one of those things where there's just so many twists and turns in this story that putting together a video on it would require a level of essay work that I just I'm not good at compiling and making essay videos. It's not really in my wheelhouse. There are other people that do that very well in my space that don't do what I do. And they've done quite a few videos about it. I know like the surface level of what's happened between Alyssa and Smash JT and all the people in that space. I kind of know a little bit of what's happening as it's going on, but taking a deep dive into it, it's just not something that I know enough about to really go full in. Maybe I will look into it to see what all the details are, but this is something that's been happening over a long period of time. So if you're watching my video and there's someone that has made a video sort of talking about this in a way that provides like all the relevant information, just leave that channel name and the video title in the comment section. I have links turned off, so don't try and post a link. It won't show up. But if you want to leave like the name of the channel and the video title, I will go and check it out. Not really part of the count today, but we have a couple of really nice comments here. Keep up the great work, Eric. This is one of them. We're going to go to 182, which I also believe is another like positive comment. Love the channel. It's another good one. Let's see if we can get 3 in a row here that are nice. Yeah, here we go. You guys started something good. More people every day I see are calling out the chuds to keep up the good work. All right, thank you. Those aren't really considered questions or whatever. Those are just shout outs, but thank you. I appreciate it. Let's jump to the next official question. All right, so this one says, great content. Congrats on all of the new subscribers. I'm an OG, but cheers. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, the channel's been doing really well this past week. So thanks everybody, new and old subscribers, for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Why do you think channels like Heel versus Babyface, Melanie Mac, and others are so fixated on gay stuff? I feel like it's just an easy target for them. It's a really easy target for them to just go and take shots at, essentially. Melanie Mac, I how can I put this? I think there's something actually wrong with Melanie Mac. I'm not trying to diagnose her, but allegedly, skeptically, I feel like something else is going on in this area that doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, and I haven't really talked about her much since, I think it's been a couple months I made a video about her. I feel like she's just spiraling a little bit. We could do, you know, if you want to see another Melanie Mac video, let me know in the comments. I really, watching her is like, it makes me feel like I'm losing brain cells. As far as heel versus babyface, you know, I think there's a lot of people on top of the ease of just kind of like dunking on marginalized groups, which is just low hanging fruit really on social media. I wonder if there's a curiosity, and I don't mean this like closeted gay or whatever. I'm not saying that. I mean, curiosity in the sense that as in people that are so completely over the top offended by the stuff, if there is this thing where they want to know more about it, but they know that the people they associate with would think a certain way about them, so they overreact to it to try and like make it seem as if they don't care about the thing that they talk about, if that makes any sense. Am I making any sense there? I don't know. I feel like there's an interest in it. Like a good example is, without like, I don't want to name any names, but there was a person that I knew that used to come out to the bars and then, or the gay clubs, but spent a lot of time on social media sort of like reposting and retweeting and stuff, like a lot of right-wing alt content. And as far as I know, this person was straight. They were coming to the bar to play pool, to sing karaoke, to watch some of our shows, but they never ever talked about hitting on men or anything. Matter of fact, they had a girlfriend they talked about online. So I just assumed that they were, and again, default setting, I guess you could say. I just assumed because of that, they were straight. They were not bi or pan or demi or whatever. They were strictly into women because they never gave me any indication otherwise. So I just, in my mind, that's how I compartmentalized it. But then a few years after that, they disappeared from coming out to the bar. They were no longer coming to the shows, no longer coming out anywhere. Apparently they moved to another state, and apparently they were gay and closeted and from a conservative family and heavily involved with Republican politics. Like I found out they were part of a podcast, or Republican podcast. I mean, there was a lot of stuff they were doing. They were sort of like hiding away. And so all of that rhetoric that they were engaging in on social media was specifically to cover up the guilt they felt about themselves. Now, I don't know if this person was able to understand that they were gay prior to like an epiphany moment. Maybe they knew something was different, but they couldn't really contextualize it. But I that's just one in a million stories I've known over the years of people who have come out to the gay bars, to the gay clubs, to just sort of see what things are about because they are questioning something about themselves, but they're surrounded by people that would not support them, whether it be family or friends. And so it always makes me wonder when people are, and I'm not talking about just saying, I don't agree with gay this, gay that, whatever that point is. It's like going above and beyond, like making it a part of your personality to constantly talk negatively about gay people, queer people, trans people, whatever. It does make me wonder if there's something else, again, not necessarily closeted, but there's something else going on in their lives that makes them so like angry about it all the time. I don't know. I'm not totally sure, but I will say on surface level, it's because, like punching down on marginalized communities is like almost a slam dunk for some sort of engagement on social media. Thank you for your question. All right, so here's one of my favorite accusations. I feel like we can address in this video. I don't know if you've addressed this before in an AMA. I can't remember. We've done a few of these now, but you do what they do. I'm assuming you mean like the Chud channels. You call them grifters and you are here grifting. You have ads. You do all the exact same things they do. So you are just like them. This one's always funny to me. So I'm just like them. You know what's really interesting is prior to the kind of content that I make now, like the call out videos that I make and all that, when I complained about like the amount of people watching those guys and subscribing to those guys and everything like that, and I was doing this a completely different way before like a couple years ago, people would tell me, if it's so easy to get views, just do what they're doing. If what they're doing is getting them more subscribers and views, just do that. Stop complaining about it. Just do what they're doing. And then when I switched it up and I was like, hey, bet I'm going to do that. I'm going to start getting in the mud. I'm going to start just saying how I feel about it. I'm going to start calling people out on being dumbasses and shit like that. Like when I started doing that, then I started getting comments like this, telling me that I'm just like them, which ignores the context of what I do, but saying I'm just like them. So now you want me to go back to doing things the way I was doing them because now people are paying attention. Now people are coming over. Now people are in the comments section, shout out to the comment section, supporting my content. Now I have people over here that feel confident and they feel secure in my comment section calling out all this bullshit. When I first started doing this, my comment section was heavily weighed with the Chud people responding, the Chud fans responding to content. Now we have a whole group of people over here that are in the comment section supporting the videos that I make, support the things that I say, and speaking back to people that are coming in and talking trash. Now you want me to go back to the way I was doing it before. Back when people weren't paying attention to what I was doing. Back when I was complaining that the Chud channels were getting a lot of views. Now that you see the come up happening, now it's an issue. Which, by the way, this also isn't even a defense of what they do. This is what gets me about this. And I've made shorts about this. If you're saying that what I'm doing is grifting, and you say that I'm doing the same thing that they're doing, then you agree with me that they are grifters. You're agreeing with me about every opinion that I have of them. And like I've said before, if I have to take that, whether it be true or not, if I have to take that in order for you to see that what they're doing is wrong, then I will take it. But the only difference here in the grifting that you're talking about is that I don't have to lie to do it. I can get on here and be 100% honest about everything I think, whether I like a movie, I dislike a movie, whatever my opinion is. I can do that because I have not cultivated a community based on lies and gaslighting, astroturfing, outrage. I haven't done that. The community that I have, the amazing people in my comment section that are here subscribed to my channel and a part of all this, they are here because they know they're going to get honesty from me. They know I'm going to call these people out for doing what they're doing. They know that I'm going to provide receipts when I need to provide receipts. That is why they are here. So if you feel this way about me and I have to take a shot because you're confirming everything that I'm saying, then so be it. So be it. I lost track, so you might get some bonus answers this week. I lost track of what number we're on. Anyway, over 5K subs already. Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, we're almost at 6. We are almost at 6 this week. I think we're at like 5.7 something as of recording this video. Let me look and see. I'm gonna check while I got you here on the line, which this is a comment. You're not really on the line, but let me check here. Yeah, 5,715. So we're on track for 6,000 this week, 6,000. If you're watching my video and you haven't subscribed yet, become part of that community by subscribing to my channel and contributing to the dismantlement of this echo chamber, this pipeline. It makes them big mad. When you subscribe to me, it is you fighting back against that because it is disrupting their algorithm. I've got proof of that. I got comments where people are telling me, like, I saw you in these videos. I don't know why you're in there, but it's breaking it up. You're like in the video mix when I search stuff, like calling out these chuds and stuff. That's right where we want to be, fam. That is right where we want to be. Want to be in the middle of that so we can call them out in their own turf, on their own streets. That's where we want to be. So if you're down with that, subscribe to the channel. Now let's get to 6K before the end of July. I would love that. When will you be letting us leave voice messages? Here's the thing. Last night I got a suggestion for a service. I got to pick my phone up again because I forgot what it was. I got a suggestion from somebody. Ooh, it is thundering outside. For a service called, what is it called again? Hold on. Stay with me. SpeakPipe. SpeakPipe was a suggestion for me for leaving voicemails, so I'm going to be setting that up. So the very next AMA we do will include voice messages, so you guys will be able to leave me voicemails so I can respond to them. So that will be available then. Thank you so much. Let's see. We'll do one more because I'm not sure where we're actually at, but I feel like I've already reached 5. But if we get bonus ones, we get bonus ones. I'm going to go to the next one. Okay, so I was on the fence about actually answering this one, but I feel like we should probably leave it on this one, and I'm not gonna... Let me just read it for you guys. Sorry, long post. It's not really that long, but okay. Hear me out. I was lost a job on COVID, so I started watching Nerdrotic channel. I cannot watch adult stuff here, so I would... Do you think many people watch their videos and do it as well? I am from UAE, so it's the only things I get. And y'all can see the... You can see the last part of that. Okay, so yeah, I cannot say that I've ever heard this before. I don't think anyone has ever said this to me about these channels. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe this is the entire reason that people watch the channel, so they can break out the baby oil. And on that note, it is storming outside. This message is taking me away. So I'm going to step out. Thanks so much for watching the video. Remember, you can leave your question anonymously at the link down below, which this person definitely is happy that it was anonymous. Leave your anonymous comment or question down below, and we will see you next week for another AMA video. Possibly.